Good morning, sunshine people. Today's video is about the phrase use it or lose it. You may have heard this before. I think to my ears it sounds a bit harsh, but it can be something which describes a skill we have. Particularly when it comes to language speaking, and in this case, English language. People might say, use it or lose it. Use the skills that you've been practicing and developing, or you will lose them completely, as if you'd never had them. Now, let this car go past. I think for me, this is a phrase which, as I said, sounds a bit harsh. Nevertheless, there is some truth in it, of course. Let's say in English, if you've not been practicing your English skills, they're going to become weaker. It's going to be harder for you to find the words that you've been learning. So in that sense, you feel like you're losing it, or you're starting to lose it. But I think a better analogy is not the rusty bike that we do like to use. My English is a bit rusty, like a chain which hasn't been oiled. I've just oiled my chain the other day to make sure it doesn't get rusty. And that's another reasonable analogy, but I think there's a better one, which is about, let's imagine a path that goes over some woodland, through the woods, over some fields. If this path is well trodden, if you are walking this path every day, it's going to be clear, it's going to be easy to follow, you're going to know exactly where it goes. If you don't use this path for some time, it's going to start to become fainter. You're not going to be able to see where it is so clearly. But it will still be there. You'll be able to see the outline of the path. You'll be able to follow it more easily than you were if you were trying to make your way across completely untouched land, uncharted territory, where you would have to, cut your own path, and that takes a lot of time and energy and effort. And if you're just retracing an old path, it's easier, even if the path is faint and overgrown. But if you're walking this path every day, then it's clearly marked out, and that's why I think it's a good analogy. And it's a bit like the pathways in the brain. When we're strengthening them, we're repeating the use, we're making those connections, then they get strengthened. And I won't go into the science, mainly because I'm not an expert on it, but I have heard this language used before to talk about neural pathways, and to my understanding that is how it works. It's getting less sunny here. So I wanted to connect it as well to other things that I've been doing, but I think that will be enough for today's video. Get in!